On December 9th, 1775, an important battle was fought. It's called the Battle of Great Bridge in Virginia, and you've probably never even heard about it. In fact, I was never really taught about it, and I'm from Great Bridge. I don't remember hearing about it in school. I don't remember reading about it in any of my books. In fact, there's not an awful lot of information about this particular battle. It was an important battle. This battle was important because the entire area there was a small little village. There was a bridge. It was not a great bridge. It was a pretty small little bridge. In fact, it could only fit 6 men standing side by side, could walk across it together. That's about it. Now, the reason it was important is because there was a main road there called the Great Road, which is now called Battlefield Boulevard, and that road connected the South and the agricultural regions of North Carolina to the rest of the colonies, and it was the only passage through the Dismal Swamp. So the British knew, the Americans also knew, that whoever controlled that passage controlled the amount of supplies that could be brought into any particular military army. Now, the British knew this. They came down, they built a small fort on the north side. It was called Fort Murray. It was named after John Murray, who was the 4th Earl of Dunmore, the governor of Virginia. And the Americans built on the south side of the bridge, south side of the river. The river's name was called the Elizabeth River, still is. And the Americans built breastworks on the south side. They were not small. They were approximately 7 feet tall, 150 feet long. It was shaped like an M. There were multiple places for cannons, and it could hold approximately 900 people behind it. So it wasn't a small area. None of that still exists. There is no fort. There is no breastworks to go and see. The only thing that you can see now, and this is recently, is that you can go and see a museum that they have built, and they are still building because it's very new, and they do have reenactments every year on December 9th. You can also see a couple monuments. You can take some trails, but there are no actual breastworks that still exist. The fort is long gone. It was actually built in the swamp area. They describe it as being an island. It's not an island. It is just a swamp with larger dry patches of land in it. Now, this particular area where the fort was built housed about 700 to 800 British men. So it was not a small area. So this battle was really important because whoever controlled that area controlled that supply line. The British knew that. Ensued a battle. So the Americans won. The only thing that the Americans lost was one particular person had an injury to their thumb, and that was it. The British did not do as well. They lost approximately 102 of their own men. Their own captain, and this is what brought them to surrender, their own captain was shot 14 times within 15 feet of the breastwork, and he died. After that, the British surrendered. They then retreated back into Norfolk. All of this area is now overgrown. There is nothing there to see from the original battle. However, archaeology needs to step in. We need to have bring in LIDAR. They need to have metal detecting done. There is stuff out there, and I know there's things out there because when my grandfather was young, he was fishing right across from where the fort would have been located on the Elizabeth River, and he hooked and pulled up a Revolutionary War era rifle. Now, being young and not really caring about this, he threw it back into the water, which brings us to another thing. We need to care about our past, and if we do not have a connection to that past, then we're not going to care about preserving it. And I'm so thankful that they now have decided to begin to preserve this particular area, and hopefully they will do more going forward. This would be an excellent place for people to go for a field trip because there is a museum there. There are small little theaters and places for people to meet and to possibly hold a class. So this is an excellent place to go. I hope that you will check out the website for the Battle of Great Bridge and the Historical Society there, as they have done a lot of work recently to help bring back the history to that area.